What's happening, Roland? Well, here it is, Friday, and it's time for my weekly update. Well, I've had an interesting week, a little hunting, a little fishing, my good friends from Virginia, which I'll introduce you to in a second. But first of all, let me talk about some of the bass I caught. I caught some really good bass again on the old Devil's Horse. Now, you know, I just can't put this down. I use it every single day that I'm out there. This time of year, they go crazy on the Devil's Horse, okay? That's really, really a big deal. Now, the other thing that I'm going with that we just have to use is whenever you use a Devil's Horse, and I keep explaining this, I have a backup senko. And so a couple times this week, you know, a nice, decent bass would roll up on the Devil's Horse, and I'd see the swirl in the water. I have my good polarized glasses on, and I'm really watching, and I'd see that little water kind of just kind of disturb a little bit. And when I would, I'd say, "Oh, he didn't take it. Let me get my senko," and I'd throw right in there. And when I throw in there, I throw just a little bit past the spot, and I'll tell you why. If you throw a little bit past where he swirled, then he'll turn that way and he won't see you. When he comes up, you know, he won't see you as well. So if you threw towards you, he might see you somehow. So anyway, I always throw a little bit past and then reel it into the area to kill the senko. I use a lightweight. In fact, all this is, and the wind was blowing a little bit, this is a 1/16 of an ounce screw-in weight. That's kind of cool. I screw that weight in the head of the senko. And also, I'm using this really cool hook. I've explained this a little bit. And this is the new Gamakatsu surgical steel model. It's their premium hook. It's thinner wire and stronger than ever before. So that's my backup deal. And of course, I catch a lot of good, nice bass on the senko. The other thing I was doing, okay, and we're talking about bass now, is the old hardtail. Hey, the Yamamoto hardtail, let's face it, this is just a bread and butter lure. I use it on heavy line, heavy braid. I'm throwing it in the heavy cover. I'm throwing it over hydrilla. I'm throwing it by stumps and trees. I'm throwing it in thick stuff. I use a 7/0 big old hook with a little bit of keel weight on the front. Heavy braid. Nice big heavy flipping stick. And basically what I'm doing is making a long cast. I mean, this thing casts a mile. Put my rod down in position, and you notice how I keep the rod in my side, just like this. And I reel it in. Boy, I'm ready. When he hits it, now I kind of go forward like a plastic worm and really bust it. So that's kind of my bread and butter deal. These three lures here are really good. But there's one other lure I got to tell you about. I know you've heard me talk about Gary Milicevic. Well, Gary Milicevic is a guy. I actually go hunting and stuff on his properties, but he's a great frog fisherman. He fishes that spro frog all the time, and just last week he won his giant tournament on the lake, and he's getting ready to fish the big Bass Pro Shop Open that's coming up this also week. I'll be officiating that the next few days. But anyway, Gary's a real player with the spro popping frog. It's that 60 model. And he uses the black with the little red front, and he had 26, 27 pounds just the other day. Won the big tournament. Hey, speaking of bass fishing, that's one thing. What about striped fish? You like to fish for stripers? Well, I got a friend that's up from Virginia. He's right here right now, Chuck O'Beer. And he's from the northern neck of Virginia. And Chuck, how you doing, son?
Everything's good, Roland.
Well, you know, this is the champion striper fisher. What's happening up on the Chesapeake Bay right now?
Our season hadn't started yet. It's going to be a couple of 3 weeks now, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not going to let us start this year till the 1st of May.
Okay.
We usually start the 3rd week of April, but they pushed it back a little bit this year. So you never know. It should be good. It'll be a lot of 30-inch fish.
Okay.
And then we'll do that till...
Now you know, a couple times we've fished together. You've fished together about a dozen times up there on the bay. Sometimes we chum with it.
Yeah.
And how does that work? You anchor the boat, you have a big grinder,
right?
And you all this chum goes out, and there's just thousands of fish come up behind the boat.
A lot of schooling fish, yeah.
Right, and so they're nice
like
stuff.
Yeah.
But now the big ones, you how do you catch the big ones? You troll, man.
Most of the time, troll or live bait. Live bait's hard to beat.
Now, what kind of live bait you use for the big stripers?
spot is hard to beat.
Spot.
Especially in the spring and through the summer, and then towards the fall we use a lot of eels.
Okay, eels.
Yep.
Okay, that's right. Cause I remember we did that tournament, and you and I went out with Sam, and we had a 40-pounder on an eel, 40 something.
Almost 50 pounds.
Almost 50 pounds of eel. Yeah, that's right. We almost won that thing, but we didn't. Well, the other reason why we're here, and that is Chuck is just about the best turkey hunter you've ever seen in your life. He can handle a diaphragm, and he all can handle a box call as well. But hey, let's talk about this morning, just for a second.
Well, you said it was an epic day, right?
It was the best hunt of all times. Well, you know, I wear hearing aids, and I don't have the best hearing in the world. And Chuck has exquisite hearing. And so what happened? We parked the car in this nice spot. I don't know if there's any turkeys around here, deep down in the Everglades. And the first thing, what happened, Chuck?
We heard one putting the boat in the water. Or I did.
Yeah. Anyway, we heard that. We heard that first turkey. So we circled around by him.
You knew right where it was going to be. I just pointed that way, and you said, "Well, I know where to go." So
okay. Yeah. So anyway, you pointed around, and in the second we kind of set up, we got up, and there was like a little old forest trail through there. And the second we set up, you heard a gobble again, and I heard it then. I had my hearing aids in. And how many minutes was it?
It was 10 or less. It was
10 minutes.
Right down to the decoy.
The actual turkey flew out of the tree and made it. In fact, I used the box call just a little teeny bit, and boy, when I did that, he just came flying right in. Now, this particular box call, let me just explain what it is. Now, we use diaphragm calls as well. This one is one I'm making for Johnny Morris, at the Bass Pro Shop. I just want to read this call just for a second. I said, this call is my best yet. After 300 calls, I've finally figured it out. But here's the neat thing. I handcrafted this butternut call from wood I got from your Cow Creek farm 30 years ago. Now, see, Johnny has a farm up on Cow Creek, and Ronnie Curry and I, we were turkey hunting there years ago. We found this butternut tree. So I said, I had an ill-cost call at the time. And I use it all the time. I said, Ronnie, I'd like to get some butternut, and Johnny doesn't know anything about it, so I'm sure we'll just cut the tree down. With big old tree, we hauled all this lumber out. I still have some of the lumber yet left. Now I also buy some lumber, but this particular piece of wood is like this. That's actually one that I got some 30 years ago. I've milled it out. It's ready to kind of make a call out of. And I still have some of that original butternut left, and that's what I made Johnny's call out of, right here. And so anyway, it's a sweet call.
Calls sound awesome. Yeah.
Sweet call. I have figured it out. But I tell you, the other thing was, okay, Chuck shot that turkey today. Now, look at this thing. This is a 410 shotgun. You'd think, now you shot the thing at 40 yards. Mm-hmm. You'd say, how in the world does a shotgun like a 410 shoot 40 yards? Well, let me just tell you what happened. This isn't just a regular shotgun shell. This shotgun shell also costs about, what, $6?
$6 or $7.
$6 or $7. This is actually an Apex load, and it has a special shot. It's not even lead. It's called TSA. It's tungsten.
TSA, yeah.
And it's almost twice as heavy as lead. And what this thing is, it's a number 9 shot. Now, normally we shoot turkeys and stuff with a number 5 shot.
Yep, I've always liked 5s. Yep.
So a 12 gauge 5, like you normally have, and you have your big gun. Actually, this number 9 410 shot has about as many pellets. And because they're heavier and smaller, it has almost the same kinetic energy.
Right.
As your shot. So anyway, you can shoot them at 40 yards. But I've also tricked this thing out. What I've done, it's a single shot 410 shotgun. Okay, and it's got a big scope on it, on the thing, and I turn it on a 7 power like in the daytime. And when you see that little red dot in there, I don't know if you can see that red dot. I don't know if you can see it. When you put the red dot on his neck,
it goes to work, no.
You might cancel Christmas because he's not going to make it through Christmas. He's not going to be around. You're going to get him. You're going to get that turkey. But anyway, it's really, really exquisite. The nice thing I like about it, being so light. See, it's only about 4 pounds, and I'm an old man now. I'm having a hard time with those big guns.
81, right? Coming up.
Coming up. Coming up. In fact, 2 days.
Yeah.
2 days I'll be. So anyway, this is my pride and joy. It's my new little 410 shotgun, and you used it last year, and you killed one with it this morning. I killed one with it the other day. So I mean, it just my daughter granddaughter killed one with it the other day.
I mean, that's an awesome gun to start kids off with.
Yeah, and it's my little granddaughter. Just the other day, I just had her just hold that red dot on the neck, and bam, she shot it just slicker and could be. Yeah. So anyway, that's kind of what's happening in my world. We're doing quite a bit of bass fishing. In fact, tomorrow I'm going up and give this call to Johnny Morris because he's going to be at this big championship tournament. It's a bass tournament. Right. It's called the World Series of Bass Fishing or something and it's a big series that Bass Pro is putting on. And Johnny will be there. I'm going to give him this call. Well, hopefully we can go fish together. And then, starting Monday, I'm going up to Headwaters again, and I'll be doing some guide work.
Back fishing.
But you're going to go back home.
Yep, got to fly back home.
But your turkey season back in Virginia, it doesn't come in yet. No.
Comes in the second week of April.
So second week of April. Yeah. So anyway, we're just doing a lot of things, hunting and fishing, and getting ready for that big tournament tomorrow for Bass Pro Shop. And I appreciate you coming down and hunting and fishing with me. And it's so much fun. But Chuck is the best turkey hunter I've ever been around. I just love hunting with him. It's just great. So anyway, it's great to have friends. It's great to spend some time together in the woods, and it's just a wonderful thing. Yep. So, okay, folks, that's what's happening in my world. Thanks for subscribing. Hey, hit that likes button. We'll see you again soon.